And we're live. This is Ted Hicks from Late Night Parents. We got Tony D in the queue. He's on stage right now. Tony D, what's going on, man?
Whole lot of this, a whole lot of that.
Where in the world has Tony D been?
StreamYard, Restream, Twitter, Twitch, little Facebook, mainly airtime. Just did something today I said I wasn't going to do, but I made a TikTok account. I have two broadcasters that I broadcast with that have told me the numbers and the audience and the potential. I said, okay, I'll try it. So I'm on TikTok now too. Some of y'all over there need to get ready.
You're on TikTok too. Okay.
Some of y'all over there need to get ready.
I created a TikTok account. I haven't created my first video or stream or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's short form video.
Short form video. I'm not necessarily with the crazy clips. I'm not necessarily with the calling people out. I'm not necessarily watching people hurt themselves, kill themselves, get all in drama. But for the broadcasting that I don't do, I'm up there now.
It's the most popular website in the United States.
The globe.
And not only the United States, but the world. Because I just wanted to diversify it between the United States versus the world.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be Google.
Yes.
It used to be YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's short form video. It's TikTok. TikTok, I remember when our former president had these fantasies about breaking up TikTok.
Yes.
And selling it to the U.S. The pennies on the dollar. And Microsoft was going to buy it. And blah, blah, blah. Well, the U.S. iteration of it was going to buy. TikTok is, it's where the world is at.
TikTok and YouTube.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok is number one. Ichiban. So do you see yourself calling that your new home, or because I know since you're all around the place,
scattered? I'm not gonna call it a new home yet. Mainly right now I'm on airtime. A lot of my former followers.
Airtime is a live streaming app that you cannot save your video, so it's just everything is just live and
it's just
live into like a vacuum.
Live video conferencing. That's all it is.
Live video conferencing. All right.
No broadcasting, no sharing. Little hangout spot, if you ask me, for those of us who were trying to stay in touch with each other, stay united on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest audience was my Haps folks.
Right.
My biggest audience. So wherever they're going to be at is where I'm
You
going.
were the mayor of Haps. The self-proclaimed mayor of Haps.
Only had one channel.
I was watching a TikTok video of said Michael Bathurst, the morning show host of Haps.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I miss Tony D.
No.
The mayor.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. You go back to yesterday or the day before, you look at his videos, he references said Tony D. Don't act like don't be shy.
No, I am surprised. Mike doesn't need me for his platforms. He enjoys having me around. We have a good time every time we talk. Do I expect that? No. Mainly because we're still in touch with each other. We're on more than one platform. We can get connected. And that goes for a lot of people that I was good with. You can connect with me on any platform that we've ever been in contact with or we knew about. I try to maintain a connection with people that I'm good with or people that I had a good time with. Oh Lord, if he said that,
it's about to be on. I'm telling you. Short form videos, 3-minute clips.
It's about to be on.
Case.
Oh my God.
So, with all of that said, unfortunately, I named this episode The Day We Died.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Sadie.
Sadie, how you doing? unfortunately, I named the title "The Day We Died" because it seems like we're seeing death is all around us.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we think about Uvalde, we think about Buffalo, we think about the latest
Chattanooga
location, the latest massacre.
Yes.
You know, and it's scary. I think we're getting some bipartisan support on a specific bill or a piece of a bill. At least it's something. It's the first thing in the last 30 years?
That I don't know about. I think
Nothing was done with Sandy Hook.
addressing gun laws has been coming up a lot. Now, whether a bill went all the way through, like it passed the Senate, I believe it passed the Senate, right? The last one? No, it got past the House of Representatives.
It got past the House, it didn't pass the Senate. It just died on
Yes.
the vine.
It gets
So
passed
for Florida, for Parkside.
I think so. But I know there's a real
Sadie, we hope you're doing good. Tony, I don't know. I just look at this as it's a glimmer of hope.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, we hope this does get passed through and that it has some teeth.
I need people with weapons to learn the law a little bit more.
Yeah.
I did a broadcast on Twitter Spaces last week on gun laws. I called it part 1 because I'm nowhere near finished.
Okay.
See the little bit of negative criticism, which I'm gonna address next time I go up there. But I literally just read the gun laws, and honestly, for those listening, from what I read, they're not going to do anything about guns. I think. Good night, Sadie. You take care. What needs to be done in
All
my
right, Sadie. Thank you for coming through.
The people with guns need to have more of a conscience of how to use them. You need to understand the original law. Then you need to understand what's written as the law.
Right.
You are to defend your family, your home, yourself.
So,
and the state.
But hang on one second.
Yes.
So you're to defend yourself.
Yes.
That doesn't mean there's something happening outside your house and you take that weapon outside because you shoot somebody, you're going to go to jail, right?
That's different, varying between state and city and counties, Commonwealth, republics, parishes, all of that. The federal law is standard. States will have their law. The city will have their law. The county will have their law. Commonwealth will have their law. The parish will have a law. A republic will have a law. You got to realize we got more than just states. We got states, republics, commonwealths. You know what I'm saying? Cities, counties, parishes. We got to. You're going to have a different law everywhere you go. So you can have a weapon, but how is it stored? Is it loaded or unloaded? How long does it take for you to get to the ammunition? Then you got to look at whether you can use it. Then every shooter who has ever practiced has been advised of watching your backdrop. And a bunch of you are going to be guilty for not being aware of your backdrop alone. It's the biggest help I can give y'all. Get the reading, get the looking, get the learning. I've talked to a
few. So what should we read? What should we be reading?
I would start with the Second Amendment.
We would start with the Second Amendment. And this is gun owners. This is non-gun owners.
Yes.
Who should be reading this?
I would say everybody.
Okay.
Sales of guns have gone up. Last I saw, there were 220 million guns in the United States. That's a lot of guns.
Yeah, I always thought the number was more guns.
I did
than
too.
They were
20 million is a lot. That's a lot of guns.
Okay.
That's a lot more ammunition. You originally were supposed to defend the state from tyranny. Nobody's got a problem with that. Defend yourself from somebody coming at you. Nobody necessarily got a problem with that. Defend your home. Who's going to question you? Defend your family. Who's going to question you? But now we got a problem with people shooting kids, i.e. Uvalde, Sandy Hook. People use guns just because they got them. Senseless murders all over the place. Planned attacks, Columbine, Orlando. You know what I'm saying? We got scenarios all over the place we need to understand gun laws more. And I'm going to tell that to all the gun owners. I think I'm going to need you all to understand gun laws more. Mental health is already a given. Background checks, nobody's in defense of it. A lot of people are in defense against background checks because they feel like their civil right is being infringed because they're supposed to have the right to bear arms. Yeah. But you got a firearm. You might want to take a specifics into the arms itself. I see the links down there. Inflation once again rose significantly. Yeah, buddy. Two words, gas price.
Segue from gun laws to inflation and listening to Fed Chairman Jerome Powell. It's getting real scary out there. So Tony, if I haven't purchased a home yet and I'm actively seeking a home, you're telling me inflation is up, the interest rate is going to be up to 6%.
Feds raised the interest rate 0.76%, 0.74, 0.76%. I read that today.
So overall, over 6% for a home loan, 30 years. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think that's ridiculous. But I mean, where are we at? We're going back to the 70s and 80s?
We're going deeper than that. As you all know, I was watching the cryptocurrency world a couple of years ago.
Wait, I got to stop you.
Yes, sir.
Remember we were talking about cryptocurrency and it's the hottest thing, and there were people that they were experts on crypto. You never claimed to
not
be
financial.
You never claimed not a financial analyst. Dude, where's all these people now? Are they still millionaires? Are they
broke? If you still hold the shares, good. Bitcoin is due to drop below 20,000. I didn't think it was going to go below 30,000. I said if it drops below 20,000, I think people are going to start panicking. We here. Most coins, I think all coins have dropped. A bunch of assets were frozen, recovered, seized due to fraudulent practices.
Okay.
The price of food, don't even get me started on that. A pack of bacon is $10.
Inflation is on the rise.
Yes.
You know, we keep hearing from April to May to June, we talk about CPI, Consumer Price Index. Mm-hmm. We talk about inflation. Mm-hmm. We talk about interest rates and everything else like that. We talk about the great resignation. Mm-hmm. But I mean, yes, inflation is hurting people, but mostly the rising inflation rate has had a significant impact on lower income Black and Hispanic Americans whose income has been consumed by paying for necessities at higher prices.
Necessities. Not drugs.
There's a want and there's a need.
Not brand new clothes, not partying. Necessities. We talking soap, toilet tissue, water. Man, please. Necessities. Yeah. Food is costing more than people can afford. Food.
You know what? I remember when you could get, and I don't want us to sound like a bunch of old fogies, but yeah, I remember you spend $300 at the grocery store, and you had several bags, and you had a few nice to have things. Now, of course, when you buy your meats are going to be extremely expensive.
That costs
nowadays. That $300 does that even give you 3 bags of groceries?
2 weeks. 3 square meals a day, 2 weeks.
Okay.
Most of you don't eat 3 square meals a day.
No. Most of us, BS around and eat out. This should be the time where we should be packing up for those that have returned to the office, that they should be bringing their lunch. You know, I mean, it's
Shout out to the people who don't want to go back to the office.
shout out to the people who don't want to go back to the office because it's been validated.
Uh-huh.
You can do your job remotely.
Uh-huh.
The employer is getting more hours out of you because they're killing that hour of commute time to and from. So you're quicker to, or you're more likely, because I think a lot of people, I mean, some people that are conditioned, maybe at 5 o'clock, they close their laptop. But most people that you know, they're still drilling through,
Yeah.
taking calls.
Those of you administrative computer work for any network, I hope y'all get to stay home. The biggest problem with a lot of folks was having to go to work and deal with home, teleworking, assist with the dealing with home, the kids having to stay home, the kids homeschooling. You're knocking out two birds with one stone. But I've also heard it need a lot of people to go back because of those buildings. They had to do something with them. They had to be furnished. They had to be filled. They had to be populated. There's another side to that. But I will say, and I haven't seen any different, Twitter told people 2 years ago, y'all can stay home and work as long as you want. You ain't got to come back. Elon Musk told everybody to come back and get fired from Tesla. That's a big old thing. Yeah. Teleworking, man. Big ups to teleworking. I would love to have a telework job, but when my wife was doing it, when we were together, she was like, it was a lot more work. I'm like, yeah, because they're trying to make sure y'all stay logged on and y'all ain't go back to sleep.
Of course.
Make your meeting, handle your work, be ready for the next meeting.
I will say this much. I'll speak on my own experience.
Yes.
I think you work even harder when you're at home.
That's what I've been told even from teachers.
Dude. Say it again?
Teachers are saying that too.
Yeah, you have to work even harder because the distractions are there. And I don't want to call family members distractions.
You're correct.
But,
You're correct. The family member, the television.
Yes.
You had the news on 2 years ago. I don't care who you are. You had the news on.
Right. You had it on.
Boy,
I don't think you have it on today.
First of all, you had to see what Fauci was going to say. Then you had to see what old boy was going to say. Now, he was comedy.
Right.
He was.
But I think a large amount of those people that had the TV on 2 years ago and watched it religiously don't have it on today.
No, because you don't have the same. The information is redundant. 2 years ago, we was eyeball to the screen. I literally would take a nap, get back up, and just make sure I heard that press conference. Because we need to know the newest thing. We need to know what's happening. We need to know the preventive measures. We need to know the numbers.
So, question. When the press conference would come on, or when the Andrew Cuomo, the then New York governor, would come on, would he come on down in Atlanta?
He came on at noon down here just like he did up there. It was live.
Wow.
It was live. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, Cuomo told me something I ain't know.
What was
More
that?
How many hospital beds were in the country? Which is why you had a problem with people testing positive or getting sick and you ain't got no room. That man said it was approximately 975 or 980,000 beds. There's only 975, 980,000 beds in the country. Ding! See, you got to catch what they're saying.
Yeah.
You got to catch what they're saying. So you add that many beds plus the population. No, we don't need y'all getting sick right now. You had less than 1 million beds in the country. How many people in this country, y'all?
336 million.
And you got less than 1 million beds. So if over 1 million people are getting sick at one time,
yeah,
that was the crisis. Mind you, that was 2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago.
And then today, the man
what happened today?
Himself.
Say it again.
Fauci tested positive himself. The news alert came on.
Fauci tested positive himself.
and people want to crack jokes. Y'all must have forgot day one when this thing came out. They said it was airborne and highly contagious.
Right.
Wear a mask, maintain social distancing. Those are two things you got to do. He emphasized that more than getting vaccinated. Nobody.
Hey, I want to tell you.
Forgive me for saying the words. I know.
This past weekend, I was down in the DMV.
Mhm.
So I spent time in Maryland, and when I was in Virginia, I was in Richmond.
Mhm.
Outside of going to the local Walmart, didn't see people wearing masks.
No, they're tired of it.
Didn't
I
see
could
it
tell
at all.
you- I could tell you.
Outside of going to the Walmart in Richmond, the super Walmart in Richmond, where I saw people wearing masks, I said, "Oh, okay."
The
Granted,
restrictions
they were
lifted.
mostly. Say it again.
Restrictions were lifted. That's why it wasn't mandatory.
Yes.
2 years ago in Atlanta,
And,
you couldn't walk into any store without a mask on. They had a sign, "Don't come in here without your mask,"
right.
and they put you out.
So my question to you is, yes, restrictions were lifted,
Mhm.
but what does that really mean? I mean, does that really mean it's about people are just tired of wearing the mask? I mean, because the stuff is still going around.
You're still going around. It's not mandatory to wear a mask. Wear it at your own risk. They're tired of paying the consequences of people having masks, not having masks, people not feeling safe around people who don't wear a mask, even though it's the law. You can't make nobody wear a mask. Civil liberties say they can't make you do nothing you don't want to do. But it's
Period.
illegal to do so. Now, if I'm getting on a plane, you ain't got to wear no mask, but I'm gonna have me one. You think I'm gonna fly 20,000 feet in the air with somebody who got COVID breathing through a pressurized cabin with recirculated air? You ain't got to wear a mask if you don't want to. Now, we also got the conspiracy of the way the mask is made due to how small the virus is. The average mask, that virus is gonna fly right through it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are saying that. So you got to get a specific mask, N95. Cool. But you all also forgot that with it being airborne, it can enter any open orifice, i.e., your eyes,
Yep.
nasal passages, your mouth, open sores. No disrespect. Some people got cut, letting them heal. You got a scratch on your arm, you don't worry about it. You're open. Your tear ducts, your eyes, you can get it that way. So I'm gonna keep my stuff. I'll be wearing it for the rest of the year. Plus, when I tested positive in January, I ain't been right since. I did a broadcast talking about post-COVID symptoms more than once. Ladies and gentlemen, and Ted, allow me this, please. If you tested positive and you're going through symptoms nobody believes, I believe you because I'm going through it. I've been through doctor's tests for the past 2 weeks and they can't find nothing. Everything looks good and healthy. I'm grateful I'm not dying, but my shortness of breath, fatigue, muscle aches, and dizziness hasn't gone anywhere. It's out the blue. That's from me to you all. Stay hydrated, get your rest. That's what the doctor's going to tell you. You vaccinated? Yeah. Okay, stay hydrated and rest. You should be okay.
TX Cattle Skull says,
Right.
get boosted, get masks, get vaccinated 19 times to be safe.
I'm at the broadcast with you today, son.
Hey, I want to real briefly go into, this is Ted Hicks from Late Night Parents. Ways to follow the show, latenightparents.com.
LateNightParents.com. Ways to follow the show. Ted Hicks. Follow the man.
I need to do it more like Smoke. Like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe. 1 2 1 2.
We were talking crypto.
Mhm.
We were talking how it's going into the toilet.
Mhm.
I like the fact that PayPal was letting users move their crypto to other wallets, kind of opening up their system because people want to move. Hey, I've got XYZ crypto in this wallet and over here on this wallet, and the ability, even though crypto is in the tank currently right now, I like the fact that there was growing demand and PayPal stepped up to release this feature.
That was last year, wasn't it?
No, that was the last week.
They just started doing it last week?
It's all about that open society.
I thought they were taking Bitcoin a while ago. Okay. But I kind of drifted off of the crypto news when the market kind of got static, if you will, because everybody's been kind of waiting on that SEC.
You were pretty tight with that for a while, and then I know at a point you had bought in, and then there was a point where you sold.
I sold something.
You sold early on. Were you tipped off that we were going to be heading down this road?
Honest answer, I pulled some of it out. My son graduated college to bring him home. Okay. Now, I do still have some sitting over there. I just haven't touched it, haven't bothered it, didn't worry about it. I said I was going to let it sit for 2 years. I even kind of drifted away from the news and monitoring it so much. So I'm out the loop. I'm about a year out the loop because I really wanted to wait to see what that SEC case was going to do. The SEC stands for Securities Economic Committee or something like that. I forgot.
Securities Exchange Commission.
Securities. Thank you. I forgot. The problem with the cryptocurrency market is we were supposed to be decentralized and nobody's supposed to tell us what to do with the money. The government said, And there's actually legislation. I said this before. There's legislation that says if you spend American dollars, they can recoup their dollars anywhere. So you spent money to buy crypto, they was going to get their piece of their profit too. True. They were going to. So the government started stepping in. Certain countries wouldn't deal with the American cryptocurrency owners because of American laws that other countries did not have. We had a complication with that, but people would still buy their shares and sit back and wait. I think the price dip came from how many shares of all the coins were bought. Mm-hmm. You also gain profit off of transactions. So PayPal got in the transaction game so they can make money off of it. Coinbase has got issues going on. Crypto.com is the only one I haven't heard any complications with. There's wallets all over the place.
I think I said this to you before. Mm-hmm. Tone, the minute Elon Musk officially takes over, there's going to be a wallet attached to Twitter within 24 to 36 hours. Because it's all about digital payments.
Really?
Yeah. I stand by that.
We had a discussion about Twitter and Elon Musk last week. I did see a story where he was going to pull out of his deal. But I also saw
he's not pulling out anywhere.
Yeah. Also heard
he's grandstanding.
Don't get me. I almost said something.
What do you feel about traveling internationally?
Not yet.
And not having to submit to a negative COVID test to get out of the country, to get back in the US?
That's shaky ground.
I just think it's a racket. Because I've had the opportunity to travel out of the country and then to be subjected to the day before, if you pay XYZ dollars, we'll give you a negative COVID test so you can get back in.
Wow. I did not hear about that.
Well, it's hypothetically.
I'm not surprised.
It's hypothetically. You're paying $30 or $40 a pop. Let's say you're going out there with a significant other. That's $60 to $80 so that you magically get an email on your phone that says you're negative.
I hadn't heard about that, but I'm not surprised.
So that's officially clipped.
Brian, they're waiting on you.
He said he may want to come back to Twitter. Not making promises. You're coming back. Knock it off.
You're politically homeless. Go to Twitter.
You use what he uses. Oh my goodness.
Twitter is a very big platform. A lot of people are on. A lot of conversations with a lot of spaces. A lot of people saying a lot of what they want. I believe he wanted to get rid of a lot of the bots, which I would love him to do.
Yeah, but what if it takes down 20 to 30% of the user base?
Good. People are tired of fake accounts and people trolling them. That's what they wanted, right?
Well, that's the number he's looking for. He's looking for that,
actual users.
1 to actual 5% of it being fake users.
Yes. And I would support that. Instagram is off the chain with it. Facebook is off the chain with it. Twitter is off the chain with it. We need to get rid of the fake users. We need to get rid of the fake accounts. We need to get rid of the bots. We need to get rid of the trolls. What has Blue done for you, Brian? Brian. We had this discussion the other day. What has Red done for you? We had this discussion the other day. Brian. I think we'll have time tomorrow night, bro. Me and you. One-on-one. Mano y mano.
I'm going to share this, and let's see if I can get it up on the screen.
Oh, wow. We're going to bring that word back up.
I think it's appropriate that we bring this back up.
We're going to bring this word back up.
The 4 most narcissistic zodiac signs. A lot of people are entering the world of astrology and zodiac signs, and they can discover things about themselves that they never knew before. For some, these can be good things. For others, they can be flaws, such as narcissism. Here are the 4 most narcissistic zodiac signs. It says a Sagittarius.
It says the what?
A Sagittarius.
Wait. It says the what?
A Sagittarius.
It says the what?
What am I missing here?
That's my sign.
A Sagittarius needs to feel free and unbound to any obligations. This sign can often make rash decisions, which can come across as they are only making decisions based on their own needs and self-interest. This often turns into narcissistic traits. A Sagittarius will also always look for a way to stay in the spotlight.
You really said
Tony
that
D.
You really said that out loud, dog. You really said that out loud.
Tony D.
You really said that out loud, dog.
Whoa.
And they put it in bold letters. It's not all of us. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Brian TX is also a Sagittarius.
Oh, Brian. I need you to write this down for tomorrow night, bro. Oh, my God. Capricorns will do whatever it takes to be on top and succeed, even if it means throwing others under the bus. Capricorns can often be arrogant and feel entitled to certain positions of power without actually working for them. They also expect their colleagues, employees, or even family members to serve them. How many of you are Capricorns?
Well, the Capricorns. We're going to play this quick video on what is
narcissism.
Way before the first selfie, the ancient Greeks and Romans had a myth about someone a little too obsessed with his own image. In one telling, Narcissus was a handsome guy wandering the world in search of someone to love. After rejecting a nymph named Echo, he caught a glimpse of his own reflection in a river and fell in love with it. Unable to tear himself away, Narcissus drowned. A flower marked the spot where he died, and we call that flower the Narcissus. The myth captures the basic idea of narcissism, elevated and sometimes detrimental self-involvement. But it's not just a personality type that shows up in advice columns. It's actually a set of traits classified and studied by psychologists. The psychological definition of narcissism is an inflated, grandiose self-image. To varying degrees, narcissists think they're better looking, smarter, and more important than other people, and that they deserve special treatment. Psychologists recognize two forms of narcissism as a personality trait: grandiose and vulnerable narcissism. There's also narcissistic personality disorder, a more extreme form, which we'll return to shortly. Grandiose narcissism is the most familiar kind, characterized by extroversion, dominance, and attention-seeking. Grandiose narcissists pursue attention and power, sometimes as politicians, celebrities, or cultural leaders. Of course, not everyone who pursues these positions of power is narcissistic. Many do it for very positive reasons, like reaching their full potential or helping make people's lives better. But narcissistic individuals seek power for the status and attention that goes with it. Meanwhile, vulnerable narcissists can be quiet and reserved. They have a strong sense of entitlement, but are easily threatened or slighted. In either case, the dark side of narcissism shows up over the long term. Narcissists tend to act selfishly, so narcissistic leaders may make risky or unethical decisions, and narcissistic partners may be dishonest or unfaithful. When their rosy view of themselves is challenged, they can become resentful and aggressive. It's like a disease where the sufferers feel pretty good, but the people around them suffer. Taken to the extreme, this behavior is classified as a psychological disorder called narcissistic personality disorder. It affects 1 to 2% of the population, more commonly men. It is also a diagnosis reserved for adults. Young people, especially children, can be very self-centered, but this might just be a normal part of development. The 5th edition of the American Psychiatric Association's Diagnostic and Statistical Manual describes several traits associated with narcissistic personality disorder. They include a grandiose view of oneself, problems with empathy, a sense of entitlement, and a need for admiration or attention. What makes these traits a true personality disorder is that they take over people's lives and cause significant problems. Imagine that instead of caring for your spouse or children, you use them as a source of attention or admiration. Or imagine that instead of seeking constructive feedback about your performance, you instead told everyone who tried to help you that they were wrong. So what causes narcissism? Twin studies show a strong genetic component, although we don't know which genes are involved. But environment matters too. Parents who put their child on a pedestal can foster grandiose narcissism, and cold, controlling parents can contribute to vulnerable narcissism. Narcissism also seems to be higher in cultures that value individuality and self-promotion. In the United States, for example, narcissism as a personality trait has been rising since the 1970s, when the communal focus of the 60s gave way to the self-esteem movement and a rise in materialism. More recently, social media has multiplied the possibilities for self-promotion. Though it's worth noting that there's no clear evidence that social media causes narcissism. Rather, it provides narcissists a means to seek social status and attention. So can narcissists improve on those negative traits? Yes. Anything that promotes honest reflection on their own behavior and caring for others, like psychotherapy or practicing compassion towards others, can be helpful. The difficulty is, it can be challenging for people with narcissistic personality disorder to keep working at self-betterment. For a narcissist, self-reflection is hard from an unflattering angle.
That was good
Yeah, I think so.
because it covered both sides of it.
Right.
Self-centered and the ones who want to get somewhere to help others. I can respect that. Yeah. You want to put yourself on the pedestal to help other people get up. If you're good, you want to bring everybody with you and make sure they're just as healthy or just as able to get to where you are in their lives. You know what I'm saying? I
Yes,
get
sir.
that. I get that. We had that conversation up here a couple times.
I'm going to read the last two, which is
Leo and somebody else.
hang on. Last two is Capricorns.
No, I read that one.
Oh, you read that one?
Yes, I read
okay.
that.
Leo. Woo. I'm a Cancer.
Go ahead.
Right next to Leo. Leos often feature on lists about being selfish and such, and this one is no exception. Leos love drama, intensity, and flair. If a Leo feels out of place, they need attention and develop an inflated sense of self. They often use their charm to draw people into their narcissistic dynamic. They constantly need attention, time, and admiration. Tony, you got the last one?
Sure. Aries. The last sign on this list is Aries. They focus solely on their survival and will do anything to thrive. Aries will use narcissism as a coping mechanism, and without it, they wouldn't be healthy. This sign has an evolutionary need of being independent, and if they rely on anyone, that person is holding them back. I have two sisters that are Aries. It doesn't necessarily fit them, but I can see it. I do know a very egotistical Leo. No longer associate with him. Everybody has an aspect of narcissism in them. One, to get on your feet. Two, to get to the top. And one of the best aspects of being a narcissist is when you get somewhere, you use your accomplishments for good to help others. The selfless act of it. There is a selfless aspect of narcissism. And they also did break it down in there, which was excellent.
Do you know people close to you that are narcissists?
Yes, including myself.
Okay.
I've been there. But that's because I was trying to go for the gusto.
Okay.
You're going to be a narcissist when you want to reach the top of whatever it is you're trying to do, when you want to be the best at whatever it is you are doing. It's when you get shot down, that shoots down your ego, that brings you back to reality. That's when narcissism can take a negative toll on you. And don't ever think you don't need people to help you get somewhere, because even the people that work for you, you need them to prove your leadership is worthy.
Yep.
When you get
that one right,
of being a leader, you could be the strongest, most direct, most blunt, most disciplinarian. But if you don't have a following, you're not a leader.
True.
Plain and simple. If you don't have a following, you are not a leader. And the best sign of your leadership is your people. You can't be revolted against. You can't be mutinied against. You can't be removed from your position. And they will put somebody else in there that they like better than you, no matter how good you are. Y'all might want to be careful with your narcissism.
Wow. Tone, unless you have anything, we're going to bring this to a close.
We can bring it. We passed your 30. We're almost at the 45, and it's almost 1 a.m.
There you go. Where can we find you? What will you be doing? How do you plan to spend Father's Day weekend? What do you plan to do for Juneteenth? All the above. How would you forecast your next 96 hours?
Going to work and then staying in the house. My health isn't 100%. I do realize that. I acknowledge that. My economics aren't 100%. I've been fighting and dealing with that. I will consider myself blessed to have a home, to have a food, to have my boys, to have a career, to be comfortable, stable. And some of the security that I built is maintaining me. So I will be humble this holiday weekend myself. I am on Twitter, TONYTON163. I am on Twitch, TONYTON72. Find me there primarily when I do broadcast. Y'all take it easy. It's the summer. People are ready to get out the house. It's hot. People are hydrating. You may be sick and not know when that heat hits you, when you try to push that energy and all of a sudden something goes wrong. Y'all be careful out there. I would personally highly maintain the social distancing, even though I know it's not going to happen. Do it as best as possible. Be safe in your travels. Lord knows gas prices are high. I don't know where the hell y'all going and how much money y'all got. I don't. So inflation is on the rise. Gas prices are the highest they've been since what?
70s or the 80s?
Something like that. Because I know last it was 4.25. They done passed that already. Y'all
Right.
take it easy out there. Shout out to all you SUV ballers with your rims. Y'all better take the highway and stop driving in the city. You're killing yourself.
Killing yourself.
Killing yourselves.
Yo, and you're killing the gas mileage. Good grief.
It's something serious out here, y'all. Plan on being in New York in a couple of months. Hopefully I can make it.
Come on, man. You know you're gonna be able to make it.
Nah, I need to sit myself down. I want to go. I need to go. They'll get me there.
Right.
What I need to do for myself and what I would like to do to maintain myself once I get there is my issue. I'm supposed to go to Virginia in October. That might not happen. So y'all just get yourselves at 100. Get yourselves as close to 100% as possible within yourself and what you have. Let that be your focus for the next calendar year. Let me make good advice to everybody, because we don't even know if what's happening is going to stop anytime soon, or if it's going to get worse.
That's true.
And
That's true.
let's be clear, I think all of us were blindsided 2 years ago. Some people are still trying to recover and reconstruct from that time frame.
Agreed.
We've also gotten comfortable with the security that we had and with the blessing that we weren't in their situation. However, we did not do enough to build up for the next wave or whatever issue was coming. That's why some of us are struggling, i.e. me. I will throw myself out there. Y'all, please tighten up. It's June. It's the summer, but y'all know what comes after the summer. The fall, the holidays. Time to start getting ready. Don't wait till the last minute. Don't wait till Labor Day. I understand some people don't have it, but put it in your mind for right now. Tell your kids the same thing. Time to start getting ready for Christmas. You ain't got to worry about it now, but you're going to be mad about it later. Spoiler alert. Just giving y'all a real, man. Ted, I appreciate you as always. Always waiting for the next one. Please keep me in the loop. I'm here.
Always, man. It's. I know it's not as rough and wild and woolly as some of the other shows that you're on. But I think it's a thinly veiled shot at said other shows.
Boy, I got time this weekend. I need my
Tony D was originally, you heard, I just want to let everyone know.
Yes.
You heard Tony D first on here. And then you try to duplicate it or replicate it, all the above, but you couldn't because of the intellectual aspect of it, of what this man brings here. You want rough, rugged, and raw. You want gully. You want him in the streets.
You want me sober and you want me intoxicated.
Say it again.
You want me sober and you want me intoxicated.
Yes, yes. Because it's intoxicating to watch you just, sometimes fly off the handle, but, you just give us that raw emotion.
We got to keep it real from the aspect of people who are going through it instead of the aspect of the people who don't understand it.
Right.
A lot of people don't understand what other folks are going through. I pay attention by the struggles, and that's what's needed.
That is what's needed. Because you have some of us that are in bubbles.
I did do a final broadcast as the mayor of Haps a few days ago.
What was up with that?
Oh, it was time. And I don't mean to go over, but it was time. I wanted to have my supporters on the broadcast with me. I couldn't get everybody's calendars together. I could not. Now we got a 3-day weekend. Some of you all will be vacationing. Some of you all will be chilling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will plan on doing one this weekend. Have my legal advisor. Need my Joint Chiefs of Beef, not staff. The Joint Chiefs of Beef to be around.
You need Joint Chiefs of Beef. For what reason? Is there a beef that you're currently dealing with?
Oh, sir. You know, when the president comes out to do an address, the leadership is in play. I mean, the leadership in play.
Yes.
But everybody has family.
His cabinet.
Yes, the cabinet, the council, everybody. I want everybody there. Brian, my legal advisor, Ted, man. You know what I'm saying? All my main followers, people who are here, people who are there, people who want to be there. I want to do it with everybody. I want to. JoJo, Smoke, Michael Badhurst, Randy Horton, Eleanor, Chris. I want everybody there. I want to have
Randy Horton.
The speech with my people around me. I did a little solo one. Somebody told me the mayor can't be gone. Please tell me not do the last one. So there may be another one coming soon. I will have it this weekend.
People so you're everywhere.
Oh, absolutely.
It's safe to say that.
Late night Saturday night will probably be the best night after my Nonsensical Nonsense podcast.
Would it really be better? Because aren't you going to be potentially inebriated as you celebrate?
No. Because I haven't been inebriated as my economics grew tighter. I have not had any Crown Royal Peach. You all know I advertise my bottle when I have it. It's been listen. I haven't even bought any beer this week.
Wow. Yo.
I haven't even bought any beer this week. I'm taking it easy. I might try and do something this weekend. My biggest thing is I had Jason here. And
yes, sir.
I'm switching weeks, so I'm grateful with that. He's doing his martial arts. My oldest boy is upstairs waiting on a job option that's supposed to come up next week, but he hasn't heard any words, so it's bothering him. I'm being the father.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, y'all can expect some broadcasts this week. I may be broadcasting on Twitter through StreamYard. I may be broadcasting on Twitch through Restream. I may be broadcasting on Facebook through Vocal. I may be broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube through Restream. I may be broadcasting to Twitch and Twitter. No, I may be broadcasting to Twitch and probably YouTube or Facebook through Restream. I'll be going through Twitter, StreamYard, like I said. I may be broadcasting on Twitch through Twitch Studio. I'll be around.
Okay.
I'll be around. Follow your boy. I'm on Twitter and Twitch. Those are two main platforms that my Hats follows. To the Hats family, I miss y'all.
Yes, indeed.
I will say this. We were each other's support. We were each other's followers. I don't know how some of you got numbers outside of Haps unless you went somewhere where you had to grow a whole new audience. That's on y'all. I miss my people from the past year. We had a ball. We're not done. Nope. We got more to do. We've got plenty of ideas.
Wow.
That's for me to everybody out there. The mayor had to turn over the crown, but y'all let me know if you want me to put it back on.
And we're going to close out with that.
Yes, sir.
Tony D, I want to thank you for coming through.
Appreciate you as always.
The real Ted Hicks. And, of course, latenightparents.com.